And welcome back to Sports Weekly on IEMG. Let's talk some local football news. We've got another guy from the city of San Bernardino hoping to make it to the NFL. That would be Rodney Robinson, the former Cajon Cowboy, just wrapping up a great career at Boise State University. In fact, helping the Broncos reach the college football playoff this season. Rodney now taking aim on the upcoming NFL draft this April. Here's Rodney. And now join us here on the show, one of my favorite guys. He is back in town getting ready for the NFL draft. It's Rodney Robinson out of Cajon High School. And Rodney, before we talk, NFL and football and all this stuff, I want to go back to Boise State, man. What a year you guys had. How much fun did you guys have, making the college football playoff, getting Boise State back on the national stage again? What was this season like for you?
This season was very special, just being able to, especially coming off what we had to come off the season prior, all the different things that happened. It was definitely special for us to go and accomplish what we did this year. So, especially bringing that energy and that, that championship pedigree back to Boise State, it was definitely a great experience this year.
Do you think having a great year at Boise State kind of helped you make your decision to enter the NFL draft? Like, man, we had a great year, good season. My name's kind of out there. This is probably the good time to, to throw my hat in the ring.
I actually didn't have no more eligibility after this year as well. Because so we figured out going into the championship and then the playoff game that. So the COVID year just didn't count, and then I played every year after that. So this was basically my last year eligibility. But I think I've got everything I needed to out of college, especially going to Boise State. Like, it's really a developmental program there. So just the things I was able to learn, the values I was able to learn, especially going in there as an 18-year-old young man and coming out as a 23-year-old man and being able to, just be around a lot of great men. They helped me become a better football player and a better man as well.
Yeah, Spencer Danielson looked like he was the right guy for the job. And obviously you guys
definitely
had a great season.
Yeah.
Rodney, let's rewind a little bit further back and go back to your Cajon days. And listen, there's still good football here in San Bernardino. There's still good teams. There's still good players.
Yeah.
But I feel like there was a stretch, man. It was like the golden age of football. Like your teams, of course, Jaden Daniels is there, Jeremiah Martin, and but like Nate Metters, Alexander Madison, Brandon Rankins was doing his thing at Aquinas. That was like the gold. There was like a couple of years, man, where it was like popping off in San Bernardino. When you look back at your high school career, what are some of the memories of things that you remember about?
I think the most memorable one was really going to state, especially that sophomore year. That was my first year starting on varsity. So I just remember in that year was special too, because a lot of the kids, like majority of the kids on that team, we all played Pop Warner together. So for it to go from us being in Pop Warner and then, everybody finding their way back together in high school, and, being able to accomplish that, I believe we hadn't been in a CIF championship before that in like 30 years. So, being from San Bernardino and being able to accomplish that and, just how we're talking about Boise, we kind of brought the energy back to Boise. I felt like we kind of did that similar thing with we're at Cajon. Jaden being a freshman and, really starting to put Cajon on the map as he developed as a player in high school. And I think, the following years, how we were able to accomplish a lot, I think that was very special, especially that sophomore year. The next year after that, we played Sierra Canyon.
Yeah, and SBBC in the finals.
Yeah, in the finals. That one still stings a little bit, but I know we gave even though it was a lot of fans at that game, and I'm pretty sure we gave them a good game, even though we didn't finish how we wanted to. But, all those memories are special. But I think, just really growing up with kids that are from the area and being able to, accomplish things like that, you don't get those memories and those experiences too often. So I was just grateful for everything that happened, especially through high school.
Yeah, man, that was a fun time for Cajon football, for sure. Rodney, as you go through this process of preparing for the NFL draft, which the draft will be in April, who are some of the guys that you lean on in terms of getting advice of, what to do, how to prepare? I'm just going to throw some names out there. DeMonte Casey, Tyreek Jones. I mean, who are some Jaden Daniels? I mean, who are some guys that you can maybe go to and be like, what did you do in this situation? Or how do I best prepare myself?
Yeah, so Jaden was actually one of the first people I reached out to after the season was over. And he was just breaking down the whole, transition from college. He was basically laying it out for me that this is going to be like one of the longest years because like right after season, you go into your training and then you got to do like rookie mini camp and then, the actual camp and then season. So it's really a year-long process through this whole transition and everything. But, he just gave me a lot of good pointers and he was like, either way it goes, you get drafted or even just an invite, like it really doesn't matter. You still, as long as you get an opportunity to go, make your name. And then Alexander Madison, he's one of the other guys too. He actually has been training with me as well. So, just being able to pick his brain and, him giving me little tips and pointers here and there. It's all been very good. And a guy like Tyreek Jones, when I walked into Boise, he took me under his wing right away. So I was able to learn just the game of football and be more knowledgeable of the defense and different things like that. So, I'm able to lean on a lot of different guys. And that's what I appreciate the most because, it's guys that are where I'm from and, kind of walk the same path in a similar way. So being able to pull, different things from them and learn, but, also being able to pull from my own experience too is been great.
Mm-hmm. Rodney, has the league always been the dream? Like since you were a little guy, like making it in the NFL?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's been on since I started playing at 6 years old. I can say this is one thing that has been on my mind constantly every day. Am I talking to myself, am I making the right move today? Like even back then in high school, like, is this going to put me in a position to go D1? Then when I'm in college, like, okay, am I doing everything right to put me in a position to someday, be able to make this dream come true? So, I'm at the beginning stages now, training and everything. So pro day will be my first, interview, you could say. So is handling pro day and letting everything else happen after that and, just making the most of whatever opportunities I get.
How do you embrace those situations like a pro day where, like all the eyes are on you, right? Like you need to go out there and perform. Obviously, it's pressure packed, but you want that opportunity, right? You want to be in that spot.
Yeah, it's no different than season, especially we could use this last season as an example. We played a lot of great teams. We played in the playoff game, but it's all about the work you do leading up to, certain opportunities. So just like a game week, it's all about how are you making the most of each practice and being intentional in each practice so that when game day comes around, I'm not thinking about, I wasn't intentional at practice. I wasn't focused or, just different things like that. And being able to just go out there on pro day or game day and just, Coach D likes to say that, like, just cut it loose. We'd already put the work in, you prepare. So I think that's where you build your confidence from. So me training, as long as I'm intentional and doing everything I can do to be my best each day that I'm training or whatever you say, I think when pro day comes around, it's just going to be another day. Just go out there and perform and then, let everything take care of itself.
Well, Rodney, you are the man. Listen, I really appreciate you making time for me. It's been a lot of fun covering you. Can't wait to cover you in the NFL, man. It doesn't stop here.
Sir.
So best of luck the next couple of weeks and months, what that looks like for you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
The one and only Rodney Robinson. That'll do it for this show. My name is Pep Fernandez, and we will see you next time on Sports Weekly on IEMG.